Oh, damn, we're live again. What's up, guys? Welcome to
Here we go.
What's up? Welcome to another episode of This is Graphics, episode 6. I'm back with the crew. Everybody say what's up.
Yo,
Hello, what's up?
Yo, cool. Okay, today we got a really...
Is this number 6 now?
Yes. Look at the topic. Social media versus reality. We can all relate. Definitely all relate.
Yo,
right.
It's crazy how good you're getting with this, man. I like it.
You're my role model. I want to be like you.
Yeah, I think the pupils become the master here.
Nah. All right, I'm gonna give you a quick little recap. You know, I just always want to start. Everybody's fitness journey is coming along, moving in the right direction. Say yes.
Yes.
Lie to everyone.
No, I'm not.
3 miles today.
Social media versus
nice.
None of us are doing.
Exactly. Yeah, see, I'm not gonna lie for the public. I'm not gonna lie at all. So yeah, it's not happening yet. It's
Well, you're thinking about it.
No, it's not that. Remember, I told you what was going on last week.
Oh,
I just got the exactly medical stuff, so I can't do it yet.
This has been a tough week, but we're still on track.
Got you. What's up,
Yeah,
Cheryl?
we got something good coming up Sunday. Nice long hike.
You told me.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to get outside, but I've been hitting up the elliptical every day. I got my second vaccine on Tuesday and it knocked me out, but I still did 30 minutes on the elliptical.
Understandable. Yeah, I've had a light month. I'm on 40 miles.
Warrior.
It's a light week for him.
No, I'm on 40 miles.
40 miles.
I'm on my 10th 5K. I'm slacking, guys, but let's jump.
You hear yourself?
What? I'm gonna get. You guys gonna kick me off my own panel. All right, social media versus reality. All right, today we're gonna have a little fun. It's Thursday near the end of the week. We're gonna start this off with a couple of topics that I mentioned to you guys last week, and we're just gonna run with it. The first one we're gonna run with is social media then and now. So I'm just gonna describe my first interaction with social media and where it's evolved real quickly. I've been a computer head for 15, 16 years, doing graphic design, blah, blah, blah. I was never much of a social media guy, maybe until the time of MySpace and mihente.com. That's maybe, 2003? 2004?
Wow.
That's a long time ago. And ever since then, I've never really adapted to the whole social media wave. This is the most I've ever been as active, reconnecting with people, doing podcasts, just DMing, just in general like that. The transition from where it was to where it is now is crazy. We got TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, mostly things I don't even use. And it's a lot. Anybody want to jump in and talk about what their transition has been? Jump in.
All right, I'll go.
You guys first, definitely.
All right, well, my whole journey started when I was about 7. That goes back to the autism thing, and that was my way of projecting myself to the world. So if I couldn't talk, with my voice, why not do it online?
Mm-hmm.
So I got into the whole. I was on social media. If you want to even consider it social media, kind of, sort of, because AOL had chat rooms back in the day and all that.
AIM.
So no, nobody. I'm talking about way before AIM was even thought of. I'm talking about 56K chat rooms. You've got mail. That AOL.
Oh, okay.
That's when the phone line busy mad long.
Is that dial-up?
Of course I had dial-up. What you mean? Of course. So like I'm talking about, so AOL, AIM, then Yahoo Messenger came out with their own thing with Yahoo Chats. Then I was briefly on SCONEX, maybe for like a few months. I don't know. I thought SCONEX was kind of stupid anyway. MySpace, and then Facebook. I'll stop on Facebook because the only other one that I use is on Twitter. But Facebook, when Facebook first came out, I had it when it was only accessible for the top 100 schools in the country. So how they originally broke it down was it was only for Harvard, then it was only for the Ivy Leagues, then it was for the top 100 colleges and universities, then it was to all colleges, and then Zuckerberg got greedy and said, "All right, I'm just going to let it go to everybody," and that's when he messed up. So, I mean, it. Don't get me wrong, it has its good, but it has a lot of bad also.
Got you.
So, and then Twitter, I like Twitter.
Got you.
It's seamless.
So what's up, Shara? How's your transition been?
Well, wow. After that,
It's a lot.
I'm on Instagram.
You're on TikTok.
I don't use Facebook. I never got into Facebook. I did have a MySpace page, but even when I had MySpace, I barely used it. I would say the first social media platform that I really enjoyed and liked was Instagram. That's what got me into it. And yes, I do have a TikTok account, but I wouldn't say that I'm a TikTok user. I do it more for, like you said, I'm a comedian. I like the comedic aspect of it.
What's up, Rob?
That side of you is not really one that I saw come out until I saw those posts on social
Those
media.
TikToks.
Yeah. I never really saw that side before.
Look at that. I mean, how long have we known each other? A month apart? A month apart. We've known each
quite a
other since
while.
birth.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's probably more my fault because I'm all Mr. Serious all the time. You know?
That's true.
Like, Sharon got mad stories about how grumpy I used to be. So anyway, we'll move on.
Another topic.
Now, I mean, the social media for me, it's really like Sid said, it's just a way of getting out there and talking to people and trying to get my perspective out there any way I can. So I've now come to understand it as, look, it's just kind of shouting into the wind, and you might as well shout positive stuff because there's enough negative stuff out there. Mm-hmm. So if people can do that with all the craziness they put out there, I can go ahead and be crazy and shout positive stuff out there. Why not? So that's what I use it for. And I'm everywhere: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Leadership Matters.
Gotcha.
So yeah,
all right.
And hopefully growing.
Hopefully growing.
Oh yes. And before, actually, good thing you brought that up. Yes, because YouTube is a form of social media. So I mean, even Spotify. If I could share my screen and show you guys, it's the craziest thing, and you'll never think about it. If you go on the desktop version of Spotify, you can see, and if you have the premium version, you can see all the songs that your friends are playing that are connected. And you could play those songs, and just all you have to do is just hit the play button on the song that they're listening to, and you could listen to that song right then and there.
Oh.
It's scary. It's somewhat scary.
So
like that's kind of prying into someone's life. Like
I'll leak a little bit of my life, right? That's something that more people want to hear that on a dating profile than anything else. Like, what's your Spotify playlist like? People want to know.
And they can find out.
Yeah.
When it comes to computer information, no one knows more than the tech master.
Is that right?
I'm all right. Listen, yeah. I'm okay.
He's like, I'm all right while he's crying.
I'm all right.
All right, buddy. We'll get back to you later. Okay, I have a great topic. Common misconceptions of influencers and role models. Okay, we see it every day with our favorite models, favorite influencers, favorite athletes, favorite singer, whatever. Always pitching a workout. Cheryl, what we talk about? The Fit Tee. We talk about the Fit Tee. Something to make you stronger, something to make you faster, something to make your skin glow. This is a big problem for us, for our kids. We always have the need to, like I said, feel like put the attention on us. What do we got to do to get ahead? From a fitness perspective, I work out, I train. God knows I train. I feel like sometimes I'm training for nothing. And then I see the guy next to me who's jacked as F, freaking, and I'm like, what cycle are you on? I don't want to talk to the trainer because let's get it popping. And this is what I tell people sometimes. When you've been in and out of the fitness game and you've watched people work, there's some people put the hard work in, and there's some people who want the shortcut. And social media has taught us to get the easy fix, to get the shortcut, to get the thing that we believe is going to work a little bit faster to maintain our goals. as a female Shara, how does this relate to you? I know you see plenty of stuff online.
I mean, I would say, yeah, definitely. Like, it's hard. Like especially, from a female's perspective, the perfection and the magazine covers and the seeing it on Instagram, like, having this perfect body. Yeah, exactly. The social, if you want to talk about social media versus reality, just even not even airbrush, the angles, like if you hold your camera up high versus holding your camera face front, like it just changes if you have the high-waisted pants versus the mid-waisted pants, like it changes everything. So it's hard. And I think the one thing that I was thinking about when we talked about this topic was, like last week was, Khloe Kardashian went like all big because, she came out and like people were saying something about, like the way she looked, and, she came out with a post, and I was kind of like, as much as I agree with her, it is awful, like, the fact that they refer to her as the ugly sister and like they talk about her weight. But at the same time, I'm like, you're part of this system that has perpetuated this for young girls. You advertise the fit tee and you wear the waist trainers, and, like you and your sisters, like with the makeup and the plastic surgery, like you are the face of this platform that has attacked young women. So you kind of can't have it both ways. You can't say, well, I want to stand up for women and, they should, but then at the same time, I want to also, make money off of this world that teaches young girls that they're not good enough. Gotcha. Like, you're part of it.
Now, Sid, does that apply like in the world of, let's say, entertainment, gaming? Do you see manipulation like that in terms of trying to mislead?
It depends. I mean, there are some people that do Twitch, and I mean, for the competition aspect of it, some people just do it. Some people do it for fun. Some people do it for the money. Do some of the Twitch or Twitch community or Mixer or anything like that, do they flaunt what they have? Absolutely. I would say a good amount of them do, but those are the only ones that are like on the top. Like those are the ones that go into like the $100,000 competitions with the teams and stuff like that, and they're already well known. So even if they are flaunting it, it doesn't really matter. Gotcha. I would say the ones that are just trying to get into the space, which I am eventually going to try to get into the space, but I'm not doing it just to like. I'm not doing it for like the money or anything like that. I'm just doing it for the fun of it. And if it comes with like me getting popular, hey, so be it. If not, whatever. I've been a gamer my whole life, so I don't really care.
You're not
say again.
So you're not selling anything. You're not trying to coerce somebody to anything in terms of the
game. Not at all. Not at all. Some people on YouTube, I mean, they use it as their only source of income. Remember, because of the pandemic and stuff like that, YouTube and Twitch and Mixer, those are their only ways of making money at that point. So if they have a sponsor, I would probably support it, especially if it's a channel that doesn't have that much people, like someone that has like 100,000 people following or what have you.
Got you.
I'm not sure if I really answered the question, but
I mean, I caught the gist of it. Rob, I had a question because same topic of line, but
I'm taking notes on everything they just said for the last 5 minutes, and then you're gonna switch it up on me now.
This has to do with like the misconception of. I see this sometimes with mentors, leaders, people who try to pretend like I've done this, I've done that. Walk through fire with me as whatever. And then you look at some of their background stories, you're like, bro, you're full of shit. You never did this, that. And some of them have been exposed. And I'm sure you've caught that in some way.
A couple things come to mind when you say that. And it's has a lot to do with about hypocrisy. There's a song or a phrase that comes to mind, like real G's move in silence. Mm-hmm. If you're really about what you say you are, then shut the hell up and just go do it, and if you get something from it, great. If not, you should still be doing it. And that mindset is actually really, kind of at the front of my mind lately, because trying to be on here on social media, talking to people, getting myself out there. What is the real intention behind it? For a long time, I've realized that the intention has been, well, frankly, because I need to make some money. And that's, I just want to make some money doing something I enjoy doing. Right. Mm-hmm. I've realized that's the wrong mindset now, at least for me. And I'm not trying to tell anyone how to live their life, but at least for me, I just want to do it because I believe it's the right thing to do. Speak up, speak positive things, do what you're supposed to do, simply because it's planting good seeds and good ideas into people's lives and minds. And that's it, and God willing, something good will come from it.
Got you.
What? But I mean, I guess as far as, getting back to the question, influencers and role models, again, Sid mentioned it earlier. There are a lot of people struggling out there, and a lot of people that are just trying to figure out a way to make some money. So they see other people doing things online and they're like, hey, I can do that. Why not? I can be an influencer. What the hell? Let me give it a try. But again, it's just perpetuating that same cycle. Like, we're doing it for money. We're doing it for the wrong reasons. And it's because we're all struggling. Mm-hmm. Role models, on the other hand, are just doing it because they just want to do the right thing.
Because they can do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they can do it. That's the problem.
Right.
That's a good distinction.
I often ask myself this question, why do we feel the need to impress? 2 weeks ago, when did Kanye become the richest, what's his label, entertainer in the world, surpassing Jay-Z? What did he become with the Yeezy sneakers and the deals? Long story short, his clothing line and Yeezy.
None of us know.
I don't follow fashion, so I don't. For me,
the richest African American mogul in the entertainment business, who surpassed Diddy, Jay, whatever. And who would have thought this? And when it comes down to the need to impress, I mean, listen, maybe I don't know hip hop, I don't know fashion, but those Yeezys are the ugliest things that I've ever seen. Yep. And this generation will rob their grandmother to get a pair.
And they're $1,000 a pair.
And
for what?
And used. They'll sell them used online.
Yeah, and I'm like, why?
And it's with everything. It's not just with Yeezy. It's with sneakers. It's with watches, with hats, anything. What is this culture's obsession with trying to impress everything? I'll let Rob start this time because I think he's ready for it.
Well, I just think it comes back to comfort for all things. Like, it's kind of in our minds that comfort comes from money. Comfort comes from status. I don't know, being out there, having the latest fashion might catch you a mate a little faster, which brings more comfort. It's just like that's what things are about. Everyone, we're just all seeking out comfort all the time, and the more stuff we got, the more we think we're good to go.
Yep. Shara.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm the best one to answer this question because I don't feel the need to impress. I've never been into that
I
stuff.
don't think the whole panel feels like we got to impress anyone.
Okay.
I guess.
But yeah, I mean, I guess that that answer sounds about right. It's like, I think people are, the concern of how it makes them look.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't understand it.
Mm-hmm. What's up,
Sid? What do you got, man? You got an answer for us? Bring us home.
Yeah,
Come on. Why do we feel the need to impress?
All right. So, little known fact, I did do my minor in computer engineering, but that's for another story. My major is actually sociology.
Got you.
So essentially, if our viewers don't know, it's the study of society and why they are the way they are. That's a simple answer for that. Status, class. It's to prove to for whatever reason, it's to prove to not only yourself, but to prove to others that you belong in a distinctive class. whether or not you actually belong in that class, you're lying. You're either lying to them or you're lying to yourself, and or both.
Mm-hmm.
Perception is reality.
Perception of reality, exactly. So someone walking down the street with the Yeezys on and Supreme or whatever whatever all of these fashions are, like they can somebody will look at them and be like, oh, he must have or he or she must have mad money, when in reality they're living in a 900 square foot studio, like barely having anything, but just to have that facade that you belong.
Mm-hmm.
That's what people yearn for.
Yep.
I saw a meme once that said the same thing, that it was just like it showed a picture of like somebody with money, and I think it was Mark Zuckerberg, and like had a t-shirt and flip-flops, and it said this is somebody with money, and then it's like, and this is somebody without money, and like she's wearing Louis Vuittons and like carrying a Gucci purse, and it's like, yeah, that's all credit card and no money, but here's the guy that's worth $1 billion wearing flip-flops.
Yep. And that's how most and I can tell you from experience, that's how most rich people are. They dress bummy. They don't have the best of anything on the outside, but you ask them about their stock portfolio, they're worth millions, multiple millions of dollars. It's the craziest thing. And I never understand. Like I said, why do people feel the need to want to impress people? I impress others. I don't know why. Impress yourself. For the only person that you need to impress at the end of the day is the person that you are looking in the mirror and seeing. That's the only person you need to impress. That's it. You don't need to prove yourself to anyone else out there.
Of course. So guys, look, got the t-shirts.
It's good, man. I saw that earlier. Very nice. So,
congratulations.
Impressive.
Please sell me $35 each of you. Thank you. You will get a free t-shirt. We're probably gonna try to see if we can give away a t-shirt. Our comments are a little dry tonight. What's up? Are the comments dry? Am I looking at this wrong? We got people watching. Can people like type that we're here? Like, I'm here. They're watching, but no comments.
You got Leroy, right?
Yo, drop some comments. They never want to ask questions.
What do they want to hear about? Drop it in the comments.
So what else is going on with the social media?
Social media, man. There's too much social media. I mean, that's too much. What else is going on with the social media?
Whoops. Sorry, guys. I was trying to.
I heard some feedback. A little delay. Yeah, we're gonna give a T-shirt out at the end of the show. So the person who leaves the 10th comment, we're starting at 0. So yes, I'll start writing comments to myself. Okay. Wait, I'm gonna write a comment. Wait, I'm gonna put the 10th comment will receive a T-shirt. Get it going. Okay.
All right.
Talk to me.
What else we got?
So next we have.
So wait, I had a question, right? So about getting onto the social media, right? Oh, I just saw your comment. Good for you, man. When we started the whole thing, like when we started with Facebook and MySpace and all that, have you seen the Netflix documentary? I think it's called The Social Dilemma, right?
We're trying to cue that up, actually.
Are you?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it started with good intentions, right? But it's just grown too quickly, and our minds can't evolve at the rate that technology is evolving. So it's just gone too fast, and it's out of control now. It's like a fighter pilot just trying to hold on. Like that's what we're doing essentially. We're just trying to hold on, and we're at the point now where there's too much information that people can't keep up with it. And now with the misinformation as well.
I was just gonna say that. I always talk about this. I would go back 20 years to have no cell phone and a beeper. That's if I could have it that way. Some people feel like we're too advanced to go back that way, but the freedom of communicating at your leisure is something I sorely miss. You know what I'm saying? I loved having a beeper. I love when it was just like a simple text. I don't,
Yeah.
I don't envy this generation growing up with all this shit.
But with that, the trade-off is you don't have things like Google to, at your fingertips, just look up information that you may need. So there's a trade-off. If we don't have all of that technology, then we don't have all the information that we have either. And with that information, it's kind of on us to do right with the information. I mean, we know more about what's going on in the world now than we ever have before. More people know more things. It's just we're still choosing to not pay attention to it because it's not at our front doorstep. What really worries me sometimes is if you turn on CNN or Fox News or really any news channel, you only hear about maybe 3 or 4 stories that are going on.
Yeah.
What else is going on in the world? We have no freaking clue.
It's like the 3-4 main stories that take over, which are never good.
That's worrisome, because then so we're all educated people here, right? And even as educated people, we can get caught up in yeah, that sounds a little weird, and kind of let your mind go down the rabbit hole of conspiracy theories. But for people that are not educated and all the misinformation that's out there and the lack of real news and real information, people are lost. They're just getting so much that they're lost and they don't know who to pay attention to anymore.
Well, if you want to say that, like exactly what you were just saying, and then say is social media hurting society? Like if you take it back, think back to a year, like you just said, the stories on the mainstream media, the reason why they talked about Ahmaud Arbery on mainstream media was because it was on social media everywhere and it was pushing it up. So in tune with if social media hurting society, at the same time, it's also bringing stories to light and bringing attention to them so that they're making it to mainstream media, because you weren't seeing Black and brown people on mainstream media when they were being killed. And social media has helped that.
That's right. So, absolutely.
That is a game.
Shara just reminded me of a phrase that I used to hear in the Army. They used to say, you can smack a private on the head with a hammer 10 times as long as you stroke him with a feather once. Right? That way you can get a private to do whatever you want. But it's almost a flip now. Like there's so much negative stuff out there, and there are good things out there as well. Like there are good people trying to do good work online. There just aren't enough. And for as many as there are, it only takes one person to spit some negativity out there and put, whatever it is, just bad juju in, through the vibrations. Which is why it's necessary to have more and more people speaking up, more things like this. You got to drown them out.
Got you.
So, the two things I'll talk about. So one, negativity sells.
It does.
Simply negativity sells. If you see a lot of these newscasters only spewing out negative stuff, it's because that's what people think they're interested in. They don't want to. People don't want to see other people. A lot of people don't want to see other people doing good. They want to see everyone that they're doing better than someone else. That goes back to what I was saying about perception. You know what I mean? As far as there was something else that Rob, you had mentioned, the speed of information. We're too far. I think we're too far in. And the reason for that is because we are now in tune to what I call instant gratification. We need, like, everyone needs to have their information right then and there. And if they don't, then they're mad for the day. And it's crazy. It's because of the speed of how technology has grown.
Yep.
If it didn't grow as rapidly as it did, I think we would have been able to wean ourselves into it versus just going full force.
I'm going to make a bet with you guys. Right?
Go ahead.
I'm going to ask you a question, and I think you're all going to get the wrong answer. Right? Let's see. I'm going to put something on the line. 300 push-ups tomorrow. Right? No, I'm kidding.
I better get this right.
No. All right. If
I
you
do
get
like
it right, I will
in a
do
set.
300 push-ups tomorrow. Okay.
3 sets. I'll
Okay.
do it.
Who's your number one source of information?
Instagram. Nah.
Person or platform?
Whatever.
I was gonna say something funny.
This is totally impromptu.
say,
This is the kind of thing I would do in my classes, right?
Sherry, you
The
got it?
No, wait. What did you say, Peter?
I said the living room in Gleason.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Bad one.
One source of
Bad one.
information. CNN.
CNN is on there on that rotation 24/7.
I try not to watch the news.
I don't watch the news. I would say mine is activist.
Activism.
Like like activists. So like I'll follow I follow Tamika Mallory and Sean King. Like I'll like, so people when they're putting out information, that's who I would say. I don't watch the news.
So it's a trick question a little bit. Your number one source of information should be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Flat out. That's my answer. Right? Because we're so busy listening to everyone else. And go to yourself first. Spend some time paying attention to what you're about in that given day, in that given moment. And then you can start hearing all the other information that's out there. But know where you stand first.
Got you. Being able to get credible information is crucial, because not every source of information is good information. We know that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay. I have
So real quick, sorry not to cut you off, Pete. Like, we do have a comment from Leroy.
Leroy.
It looks like he wants to hear our thoughts on Dante Wright.
Okay, real quick. Okay, Dante Wright.
Yeah, real quick.
All right. I saw the video.
This is the taser, am I right?
Yeah, the taser. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna say something. I'm tired of seeing all these videos. There's another video in Chicago I heard. I'm vindictive at this point. I'm eye for eye. I'll leave it like that. Continue. Next person.
I mean,
Wow.
I'm tired. Eye for an eye.
And yo, that's real. Like that's how people are feeling right now.
Yeah.
And that, you know, it's hard to push a message of peace and love and nonviolence and patience and everything like that when it's, you know, patience is running out.
Of course.
I guess all I can say is, you know, continuing to push education. Like, that's my answer for everything, you know, and just always pushing education, because if there's one thing that I think could have saved Dante Wright, it's having an officer that knew how to handle the situation in that time. It was just simply that person wasn't trained enough in high stress situations to be able to make a high stress decision in that moment. And so it comes back to education for me at all times. And we got to do better.
I don't know about that, because, you know, in Minnesota, especially, like, they've been putting money into the training for cops and they've been giving them the education. So I don't know if that's the answer either. You know, like with this case, with so many cases, I'm exhausted. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of excuses. I'm tired of air freshener, $20 bill, Skittles, phone, wallet. Like, it's just one excuse after another.
Simple.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It just doesn't even matter. And it's like, it's excuse after excuse. A 26-year veteran pulling out a gun that she claims she thought was a taser when she's the president of the police union. Like, it's all bogus. It's exhausting. And it's like, you're watching people just being murdered, and everybody's getting it on film, and we're watching it playing out. And, you know, I think there needs to be a reckoning. And, you know, like, this is coming from, you know, daughter of a police officer, and I have respect for the force, and I'm not, you know, it's not against, and I don't know if eye for an eye, but that line of power needs to be taken away. The fact that if you look at that Lieutenant Nazario case, and for an officer to tell a soldier, yeah, you should be scared. What the hell does that mean? What do you mean I should be scared? You are to protect and serve the community. they are not above the law, and they are operating as if they are above the law.
That Army veteran is a medic, someone who takes care of people's lives. He holds a high power and position, and to be treated with such a lack of disrespect for whatever reason, the man's wearing the flag clearly on his shoulder on an Army uniform. If that doesn't bother you enough as a veteran, as someone who's whatever it is, that hurts. That hurts to watch. It doesn't even matter that Nazario was Latino. He could have been white. It still would have bothered me.
Yeah.
Exactly. We need to say that. It would have bothered me either way.
Okay. Now, real quick, now that we kind of sort of got off topic, I want everyone to give a round of applause, because that's my answer for, is social media hurting people or hurting society?
Good job. You cleared up, buddy.
Because it depends on the person, and it depends on the platform. That's my answer. It depends. That's my answer. We're trying to we're trying to spread, as Rob said, as everyone pretty much said, we're trying to spread love and positivity. Some people use it to spread negativity or their opinions. Because I always say, good is good, bad is bad, and whatever your interpretation of that is. So someone that's watching that quote unquote negative commentation, that could be good for him, and vice versa. Mm-hmm. So I think it really depends. But see how we just brought that whole full circle? Just wanted to throw that out there. Second matchup, but add it again. All right.
Shara said something a little while ago. Well, with the whole when the cop says, "Yeah, you should fear me," that's a tactic that law enforcement has used for a long time. Fear, right? We know that, and officers would say, "Why are you afraid?" And we all know it. You pass a cop on the street, you're driving, you pass a cop, you have that moment of anxiety. Am I okay? What's my speed limit? Is my seatbelt on? Did I do something wrong? You have that moment of anxiety. A cop would say, "Why are you nervous if you didn't do anything wrong?" Right? But we know better. We're nervous because we see all the evidence of people that haven't done anything wrong. And again, there's that fear that has been there. And this is what I talk about when I try to bring things full circle to what I'm doing with Leadership Matters now, is we have to change the way we parent. We have to change the way we teach our younger generation. Fear doesn't work anymore. We're seeing that in law enforcement play out in front of our eyes every day. Fear does not work anymore. And fear is not education. Fear is simply fear, right? You're not teaching anything. Right. So, I guess, you could be teaching people to rebel. That's all you're doing, but if we want better from our society, it has to go to education in all things. And I guess, Shara, you mentioned something about you don't know if education is definitely the answer. But I'll just say this, and I always bring up this stat. Think about how much we spend in national defense. And then think about how much we spend in education. It's not even close. It's a fraction, right? It's a fraction. And in my mind, coming from the military and now being in education, they're one and the same thing. Our education is our national defense. Why is there a separation? I can't understand that. And I'll say that to the high heavens until it's 50-50, because it's the same thing in my mind. And we're seeing how our lack of education is splitting our country apart.
I have a good point to put. My friend Jason, former Villa Maria alumni, he put a comment. He put, "It's all about education and continuous education. It never is too old or too smart to learn." And that's true. Like I said, everyone we interact with on the internet, we don't know their educational background. We don't know where they're from. Sometimes people put comments. It offends us. There's nothing that bothers me more than someone being ignorant. You can have a comment, if it's backed by intellect, by fact checked, there's nothing that bothers me more than when someone spits out something that is absolute bullshit. And they're just saying it because they heard it on some freaking conspiracy theory show. I mean, I don't want to get into it, but I'm saying, you know,
Yeah,
something
we can
random,
talk about that whole
and they start saying, and to me, you know, I've always said you got to see both sides. You got to learn to lean in the middle, not just be left, not just be right. Be more gray. Don't be black and white. Be gray. That's my motto for anything, because a lot of people, and I'll say this very
Making me
quickly.
go to the Kindle, man.
Go to Kindle. I'm going to say one thing. I don't want to bring up politics. We have a big problem where people, Republicans, Democrats, Independents, we don't want to get along, and social media has made that way worse. Way worse. We can't even have conversation with people about just common decency, humanity, being good to people. We live like a third world country now. We fight amongst each other. And I said this to some couple of my family members before the inauguration. When 9/11 happened, we were the most unified country in the world. It was us versus them. You couldn't fuck with us. Nobody could go against us. 20 years later, we bicker and we fight over what's blue and what's red. It's bullshit.
what's black and what's white.
Yeah, it was black. I mean, this, and you know what? Social media plays a big part into how we interact with each other. It's a big deal.
And that's another problem. That's another problem. I guarantee you, after this podcast, I want all of you guys to look through your feed, and I guarantee you, some of the topics that we brought up today will be in your feed. It'll be in. It'll be on your YouTube. It'll be on your Facebook. It'll be on your Google search. I guarantee it.
Oh
And
yeah,
this is
the mic.
I like
yeah.
playing this game, right?
now.
When I talk about the fact that I needed colored pencils for my class.
And then you showed up on your
And then
thing.
boom, your ad shows up.
$5. Here you go. Order it on Amazon. But that's the problem. See, what people don't realize is that nothing in this world is free. Guess what? You going on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, what have you, you're the commodity. We're all the commodity.
Mm-hmm.
Your information is gold. It has its weight in gold.
What is the line? There's only two industries that call their customers users, right? The drug industry and the social media industry.
And the tech industry, tech industry.
Wow.
I call my my coworkers, I call them users too. But it's a techie thing. So,
If you think back, like I think back to how long I fought a smartphone. I fought it for a long time. Like I just had basic calling and text messaging. And now think like if you leave your phone in the house, well now, not anymore because I don't leave the house, but like a year ago when we used to leave the house, I'd be like, oh, when you realize you left your phone, it's like you feel lost. The whole day you're like, oh, I don't have it. I don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
But I fought that smartphone for a long time.
Weren't you and your sister the last two people to have smartphones?
Pretty much.
I still know a guy with a flip phone.
Look at that. See?
And I'll tell you what, he's one of the happiest guys I know. For real. For real.
What's up?
You know.
All right.
Hold up, Pete. You said something about in the gray. Things are in the gray, right? And that stuck out in my mind. This guy, it's a quote from the Warrior's Creed. Real work of virtue is done outside the rules in the gray area.
Mm-hmm.
Real work of virtue. So it's not all black and white. You got to do that real work in the gray.
You got to stay a little gray. We're going to take a little time out. I'm going to try something. I'm going to give a shout out to one of my sponsors for today. Let's see how this works.
Sponsors. Nice.
I got me a sponsor. I'm going to put his information. Hold on a second. Yeah, we're stepping up. Look at our pretty platform for today. Hold on. We stepped it up this week, guys. And I'm going to remove myself. Hold on.
Pretty Car Mobile Auto Detail.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Impressive.
Very nice.
That's my boy. He's a DJ John Luke. He has a mobile auto detailing thing. He just opened it. I told him I
Give him a voiceover, right? For all your auto
Yeah,
care
you
needs.
know, he got his 15 seconds. Well, you know, we're still in the learning advertisement stages.
I love the sponsorship. Yes.
Congratulations, buddy.
And we're doing the Yards for Yardley. Come on, Sherry. Yards for Yardley. Plug it in. Throw it in. What is Yards for
Oh,
Yardley?
this is my initiative for my job. I work for the One Love Foundation. It's a nonprofit that does domestic violence education and prevention, and we work with youth, just educating them about healthy and unhealthy relationships. It was founded by this family of this Yardley Love. She was killed 11 years ago by her ex-boyfriend, and her family started this nonprofit because they saw in the trial that there were signs that she was in an abusive relationship that they didn't know and they couldn't recognize it. So that's what we do. That's what I do at One Love. And I work in fundraising, and Yards for Yardley is an initiative that we're encouraging people to move and get out the whole month of April leading up to May 3rd, which is the anniversary of her death. It'll be 11 years this year. And Peter is participating with me. We're trying to reach 1 billion yards as a community in her honor, but really just about for everybody, for anybody who's been in an abusive relationship. You know, I have a dear friend who I lost to domestic violence. So in her honor, and, you know, just anybody who wants to learn about healthy love.
Got you.
Amen. Amen.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I have a
Great.
fun topic. This is for the guys. Don't get offended, Shara, but you can jump in.
Okay.
Well, can I just say, first off,
Hey, you gave me my 15 seconds.
but hold on, Sarah, I mean, anything I can do to help you out there, I would love a chance to speak to some kids, give them a positive message. So I would,
Oh my God, you'd be amazing.
yeah, anytime,
Yeah.
anytime.
Let's connect because you'd be amazing. That's what we do. We do a train the trainer model, and we pull people in to be facilitators and to speak to young people. So
I'm there.
perfect.
I'm not sure what I can do to help, but if there is anything I can do, just let me know.
Got you.
Thanks, fellas.
Next.
Go ahead, go for the guys.
Real bodies versus a fake body. Okay. Guys,
Dad bod all the way right here.
we're from New York City, the tri-state. We've traveled. Okay, I'm gonna give my opinion. Real bodies versus fake bodies. I'm old school. I like something authentic and real. Okay.
We're talking about that.
Well, listen, and this is something with social media. The need to be perfection, you know, to get the lipo, to get the butt implants, to get the chest enlarged. Like, I don't know when it got so extreme, but everywhere you go, this is all you see, and you see young girls doing it. And I'm not gonna point it out to females. You see young men doing alterations to themselves. Also, you see young kids getting lipo early, doing nose surgery, doing their lips, and I'm like, damn, this generation is really obsessed with their physical appearance that they're willing to alter anything at a young age. And where is that coming from? I don't know.
Again, listening to external influencers, you know, listening to people that are telling you that you're no good and that other people are more than you. It's ideas that other people are putting in your head, you know. Just think about that. Think about how young you start getting influenced by other people. So people have been putting things in your head that early. That's where it comes from.
Absolutely. You know? How do you feel, Shara?
I was about to say, can I have an opinion on this? My sister said something to me. She texted me something that was interesting, that was in line with this, because she texted me a picture of somebody who had plastic surgery, and she was like, I'm not against plastic surgery. I don't have a problem with it. But I think when you're starting to look non-human and like plastic and fake, like there should be a point of plastic surgery that there should be some kind of psych eval that has to be approved in order for you to continue. Like it's mandatory when trans person is going through a surgery, they have to have 2 psych evaluations before they can complete the surgery. It should be similar. Like it's gone too far. Like when you are walking and looking like we've seen people that look like cats. They look like feline. Like it's gone too far. Like, why is there not somebody saying, "Whoa, we have to put a pause on this"?
I've even seen people look like anime characters. It's great, like changing their eyes to make it look all goggly and googly. I've seen someone. I watch Dragon Ball Z. Somebody that actually made themselves look like Trunks, which was it's on YouTube. It's the craziest thing ever. He really did it. Like he had to like work out just to get get his physique, changed his hair color. Once again, that just goes back to the whole notion: why are you doing this? Your health is, you're gonna put your health at risk just to make yourself look like something you're not. Look, if that was the case, I would have tried to get my hair back. But you know what? At the end of the day, I said, screw it. If this is the way that God intended me not to have hair on my head, so be it. I'm not gonna go to surgery. I'm not gonna go get Bosley and all that nonsense.
All three of you.
For what?
It's the bald head club right here.
The bald head club. That's it.
You win. You start winning with the bald head.
Exactly.
Completely bald. Yeah, man. So like I said, and then like one of the comments was like even skin bleaching. That's crazy. You see this. People lightening their skin. I mean, I don't know what that's about, but there's a culture. It's funny. You see this from both sides. I've seen in African American community and I've seen it in the white community. The white community wants to go darker. The African community wants to go lighter. And I'm saying they all want to be Puerto Rican.
I'll tell you what. On the real, you said something. You hit it right on the head, brother. For real, you hit it on the head, and this is exactly what I was thinking for the past 5 minutes. We're lucky. We're lucky. You got to acknowledge that. We're very freaking lucky. If you have your health and you have, if you have decent attractiveness, just naturally acknowledge your freaking luck. And I'm sorry, it is. It's true.
It could be way worse.
It could be a hell of a lot worse. And forget about just like superficial attractiveness. Like, what if you're born with a disability or like a physical disability or a mental or emotional? I mean, come on, just acknowledge your luck. We're lucky as hell. I love to acknowledge the fact simply that I was born in the United States, where as messed up as our country is, think of how lucky just for that. So acknowledge where you are. I mean, what's the phrase? Don't be born on third base and act like you hit a triple.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Even it goes back to like a few years ago. We're part of the salty pepper thing. It was a few years. Remember Sha used to be dying?
I remember the Just for Men.
I let it go. I'm an old dog, I got salt and pepper, gotta let it rock. But it's part of trying to not feed into the generation of I still gotta look young for appearances. Listen, I'm 43, I'm proud of it. Own that shit. You know what I'm saying? Stop trying. I don't want to be 33 again. I was there. I'm glad where I'm at,
I earned every one of these.
They all have a story to tell.
Well, I'm not there yet, so.
Me neither. So y'all can keep that for now. Whenever it comes, it comes.
Got you.
Take your time, man. Live that stress-free life as long as you can.
Let's talk about a brief personal experience. One great thing and let's say one negative thing. I'll start off with like a really good thing.
Like
it's kind of funny.
Like last week kind of thing is.
No, it's a very weird thing. I'll share it, and it's Sharon knows about it. That I have someone who's celebrity famous in my family. Remember I told you I found out through social media. So I'm gonna tell a quick story as fast as I can. I want to say, 11, 12 years ago, I was on Facebook. I was interacting with one of my cousins who lives in Florida. Long story short, we hadn't spoken in a while since we played baseball. I'm looking at his profile pictures and I'm just going through really quickly. And it shows him in the elevator with Carmelo Anthony. So I write to him, I'm like, yo, bro, you know Carmelo Anthony? He was just like, he starts laughing. He's like, LOL. He's like, yeah, I do. So I'm just like, all right. I didn't know what the joke was because I'm like, whatever. Maybe I was so disconnected from seeing them for such a long time. So then I start going through more pictures and I start seeing more famous people. So I see this woman on his page and I'm like, yo, how's your cousin doing? Who's also my cousin. But because we hadn't seen each other in a long time, you know, I didn't refer to her as my main cousin. Long story, I'm trying to go quick, but he starts laughing. He was like, you don't know who that is? And I'm like, how's Alani? He's like so strung out that I don't know who she is. Bottom line, my cousin is Lala Vasquez.
Oh.
Okay? So at the time, since we hadn't spoken for such a long time, he didn't think that I didn't know. And I'm just like, well, how would I know? You know, it's been 15, 16 years since the family spoke. They moved down south. And I'm just saying to myself, this is weird. And I say to myself, I only found this out through Facebook. Or I think, or maybe it was was it MySpace at the time? Could it have been MySpace?
I think it was MySpace.
I think it was MySpace. So I found it through MySpace. So I said to myself, damn, that's really weird that social media can connect you with someone that you haven't spoken to in a long time and connect the pieces. So that's weird. But yeah, that's my good story about social
And there are good things that come from it, right?
media. Yeah.
I have a better good story for you.
For me, tell me.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
She said,
Oh no.
Yeah, I have a better good story for you that who else did you connect to on MySpace?
Yeah. That's the biggest.
Yeah.
that might be a little more important.
That's a whole nother
Right.
episode. That's for This Is My Family edition. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Tom created my life. Tom. Does anyone else have a good
What's that?
story? Does anyone else have a good story?
So what is it? A good story from social?
Media that they can talk about, that social media has impacted their lives.
How social media has impacted my that's tough. I
That's
don't know.
hard.
Just one, like the biggest moment, anything.
You know what I'll say? I'll just say, I mean, obviously, since I use it for speaking, I've met a good amount of people through social media, and I've met some good people that have become friends. You know, so simple as that. Like it's just, you know, connecting with people that you normally wouldn't from other parts of the country and world. So it's, you know, there are good things that come from it. But we did have to go through that. Even the people that I've met, you kind of go through that. I'm going to keep you in the like security zone for 2-3 week period. I'm not sure if you're real or a robot yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Gotcha. Yeah.
be careful with people.
Yeah. Sid, anything with you?
Well, no, not really.
Sometimes
Yeah. All right, let's just put. We'll get back to me at another point. At another point in time, that could be a whole discussion in itself.
So, but think about that though. Like, if we're having a hard time thinking of positive experiences, is it really a positive thing?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right there. You know, on a negative note, you know, I've seen I've been at the back end of people saying negative things about me, and like I said, that's the one thing about social media is that sometimes it leaves you very defenseless. People can write about you, can do whatever, you know, put up a picture, say anything, and what do you do with information that's already out there, seen by friends, family, people you don't like? That's the scary thing, is that there with the misinformation with things. People take advantage of those scenarios, and sometimes for people who can't defend themselves, especially with kids getting bullied online, you know, someone puts a picture of someone in a compromising situation, that picture goes viral, the whole school finds out about it. Those are the negative parts that you worry about, especially like with kids. You know, my son is going to high school. I tell him all the time, don't put something on the computer that you don't want nobody else to see, because it has a way of resurfacing. So you know, we got to be careful with that.
You know, you made me think that, you know, I come back to this word hypocrisy a lot. And the reason why social media doesn't bother me and why I have no problem speaking is because I know I'm not doing anything in my life that you can hold against me. So come at me, whatever, you know. And I guess that, you know, like transparency is not an easy thing. living honestly is not an easy thing.
No.
So people put their message or their image of who they want to be out there, but how many of us is that really who you are? You know. So it's a scary thing, and for kids out there, I mean, thank God that we weren't growing up with social media when we were younger, because we did so much stupid stuff that we don't need out there. But it's tough for kids to be growing up in this situation. And again, I'll just come back to the fact that we have to change our parenting styles, our teaching styles, because we have to acknowledge that we do not get our kids as much as we really need to get them, because they're going through, they're going through changes and through a time of history that we're not prepared for yet. Mm-hmm. So I'll come back to education again. More money for education, because those things need to be taught.
I don't envy the kids that they just can't get away from it. Like when we were growing up, like you went to school, you came home, you got away from it. They just it's never ending. The text, the social media, like it's constant. They're never able to separate it.
Mm-hmm. All right, so real quick, okay, I guess I can share. No, honestly, social media played a huge part. When I was in college, staying in communication with my wife, my wife now. If it wasn't for social media, I probably it played a part in meeting her. So, I have to thank God for that. As far as negative, trust me, guys, that's the part I was talking about that we need to. That's a whole separate conversation for off screen, because I'm not putting myself out there. But social media, there's been a lot of bad and Pete, go ahead. You close
I just think there's just too much out there. If you want to talk on it's sad. The one thing that worries me, especially like the fact that my son is going to be getting a cell phone real soon, is the accessibility of this. Like what they can see on here. I mean, there's really no filters. You can't block shit. You know what I'm saying? If you go on, so sometimes I go on social media and I got to be careful who I follow, because sometimes I'll follow somebody who's like into telling jokes, and then out of nowhere you'll see like a video of something like so horrific, and you're like, did I just watch that? Because it just scrolls on your timeline. Sometimes you don't even have time to like make the decision to not look at what's going through your feed. And whether it's stuff with pornography, whether it's stuff with just things that kids shouldn't just be seeing at this age. You know what I'm saying? Whether they're fighting, street fighting, whether it's videos that show just horrible things, like this is the whole realm of social media that we're dealing with. As adults, we can take it because we've seen certain things, but this generation is too much. We didn't see any of these things growing up. None of it. We heard about it.
And even if you try to block it, it doesn't matter.
Nah, I can't block
you can't block. I mean, you can try to like limit it to like, with screen time and, doing certain stuff that's PG rated. But honestly, kids nowadays, they could circle around that. Mm-hmm. Like, especially like if they want it that badly, they will go through the ends of the earth just to get access.
Yeah, of course.
I assume we've all seen the movie The Matrix. Right?
Done a 20-page paper on it, brother.
Oh my God, Sarah, are you serious?
No, my freshman year of college. Yeah.
No, she said she didn't see it.
Oh, you know what?
I've never seen it. it.
Right. Disconnect her right now.
Next week's episode, we're talking about Neo and the red and blue pill. Shara, that's your homework for next week.
Hello? Who hasn't seen The Matrix? Nah, I can't even. No, I went for it.
Got to a certain point where I hadn't seen it for so long that it was so far past it that I just never went back to it.
I think it's on HBO Max.
It is on HBO Max. Yes.
All right. I'll look it up. Guys.
Tonight.
What is it called?
Oh man,
I really was not expecting that. Oh my
God. At least part one. I mean, if you didn't see the other two,
man, I just lost some cool points.
Yeah.
Yo, there's the line that Morpheus says, like, do you ever, and I'm paraphrasing, but it's like, do you ever wake up from a dream that you were sure was real, right? And that's what our kids are going through when they're online and they're on their games and YouTube and everything else. They're having a harder time differentiating between what's real and what's not real. And that's scary.
Yep. I mean, and to some degree, I mean, once you see the movie, of course, you know, are we like some people feel like we are living in a Matrix world?
We might be.
We might be. Everything around us. All right, I'm not going to get into it.
Those theories are hilarious, by the way. Like,
Yeah,
there are people out there that still believe that we're living in the eyeball of a giant. You know, like, I mean, not even kidding. So,
wait, you serious?
yes.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm telling you, those theories are out there. You know, yes, we're living in some people think we're living in a computer simulation, you know. So whatever. It is what it is. One way or the other, take a breath. We're still here. Let's keep moving.
Got you. Okay, who wants to close out with their take? The Shara, be the voice of reason for the female community on the topic. How do you want to close it out in terms of how people should feel versus social media versus reality? What should they take from it?
Take it with a grain of salt, you know, like exactly what we said. You know, it's not we touched on this last week too. People put out there what they want you to see. Know that you're only seeing a part, you know, and we talked about this with misinformation. If you see something, do your own research. Don't believe just what pops up on your feed.
Mm-hmm. Got you. Rob, how do you feel?
Again, I'll just push education, and I'll just say, make sure you're getting multiple sources of information for whatever comes your way. If you're getting, you know, if you hear a story, confirm that story a second, a third, and maybe even a fourth time. Get all the details, get all the facts, know what you're talking about. Because that helps us to avoid those ignorant arguments that cause so many problems.
Got you. Sid?
I mean, and this is even hard for me as well. Live in the here, not in here.
That here.
Mm-hmm.
And this, not all the time. I mean, sometimes. I mean, honestly, if you work from home, whatever, you have to, but try to live more in the reality.
Mm-hmm.
There's more to the world out there than your phone and the TV and what people, and your computer, which some people think is a shrine. It's not.
Yeah, you took
go out there and live real life. I mean, and that's coming from me, and that's really hard for me.
You're 15 hours on a computer a day, bro.
What's up?
Said you're 15 hours on a computer a day.
Don't remind me. I don't want to talk about. I had a really crazy day at work with staring at multiple virtual computers. It was anyway. I solved the problem. All right, that's more of my story.
No, this right here. Like I said, I'll always say this is the biggest tool and this is the biggest weapon. You know, depends how you want to use it. If you want to use it to grow your brand, to increase positivity within your day, to communicate, that's fine. But this can also be the root of a lot of problems, you know, just taking your brain to places where sometimes it shouldn't be. You nailed it, Sid, when you said, live in the now, learn to disconnect, learn to just socially go outside the realm of just the digital world. Be outside. Like, you know, we take it back to the whole fitness journey. Go outside, interact, do things with people, touch people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't touch you, you can't touch me. Like, this is all, you know what I'm saying? This is all a digital age. But we have to learn to go back to the root of what we are. We're humans. We need interaction. And, you know, hopefully we'll get back there. You know what I'm saying? How are the numbers in New York? Are we doing good with COVID? What's the word on that? Better? Same?
COVID. Oh god, Johnson. I don't know. Whatever's going on with Johnson and Johnson. But
I said we're gonna end this positively, but
yeah,
I was about to say that's
I'm
another
sorry.
You
topic.
open up a whole new
Yeah,
can of worms with
Yeah,
COVID.
all right,
I mean.
Pete. Yeah, stop. We're
all right.
done.
So what are we talking about next week? Besides Cheryl watching The Matrix, which that's all
I'll watch
You
the
will be
Matrix.
quizzed.
we're gonna watch. The
Yeah,
Matrix.
trust me, we will quiz you.
So this is
Oh,
what people
no.
are talking about when they talk about the red and blue pill.
Red and blue pill.
There's more to it than that.
Yeah. I don't know
Yeah,
what's going on.
on the real though, like being that this will be an interesting case study actually, because since she hasn't watched it, and so much of woke culture and woke language is from that, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see, like, oh yeah, right, okay, I get it now.
About opening the mind.
Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, there's also a lot of religious subjects in there too. Depending on how you think about it, but yes, definitely the woke aspect is definitely there. And also, speaking of woke, definitely watch The Social Dilemma. You guys have to watch that.
Yeah,
That's on Netflix now.
Yeah, it's on that. It's been out for a few months, but it's honestly the reason why I slowed down on Facebook. That one program kind of made me realize again, like, hey, this is bad. I need to slow down.
Got you. Okay, we're gonna close out. Rob, I'm sorry to let you know, but my Mets are in first place and your Yankees are in.
I don't even know what, like third.
I'm only talking shit because we'll be in last place in about a month. So
Come on,
really
man.
talk shit now.
Did we say we're gonna end this on a positive note? Forget the Yankees. Mets all day. That's it. Mets all day.
Go Mets. Go Mets. All right. Good
Go
for you guys.
Mets.
All right, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you, Rob Salgado, Shara Easter, Tech Master. We'll be back hopefully next week. All of us. We're gonna come up with another great topic. But enjoy your night. Watch some Netflix, drink, and go hang out.
Be well, y'all.
Go hang out and no.
Bye, everyone.
Good night.
Later, good
I'm
night.
gonna go watch The Social Dilemma.
All right.
Okay, there you go.